Um, this is Reza. I want you guys to get to know me a little bit, and I'm gonna feed you guys some life stories about stuff that happened to me along the way. Well, when I was young, I was very, 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 very good looking. I had the long hair. I went to the right places. I mean, you go to a club and all you see is a stretch of line of women pulling my hair as I walk across to try to get to the dance floor. Well, I grew up in the era of MDMA, real ecstasy, and stuff like that. One of my friends, good friends, came to school at lunch and he was like, Rez, you gotta try this new drug. I mean, it's totally you and stuff. I'm like, well, describe it to me. He's like, oh, it's just something that you gotta try. It's like meant for you because it's just like there's music and you're dancing and it's this and that. And it's $20 a pill and it's ecstasy. This weekend, just get the money and go do it. This was back in high school. $20 was hard to get back then. So I had my money on me. I go out Saturday night to an underground club. And I had $22, and there was this queer guy there selling real raw capsulized MDA, and he was bouncing them out for $25 a cap. There's a huge line going up to the guy, right? And I get in line. I'm like one of the last ones. I'm like, hey man, I just want to try it. How much is it? He's like, it's 25. It's MDA. It's super strong. I go, listen, man, it's the first time I want to try it and stuff. I heard a lot about it. I only have $22. So he's like, he thought about it. And he's a cheapskate, but he let me have it. He's like, here, you can have it. Here's $22. Here's your MDA. Have a good trip. So, like in life, if you don't get discounts and you don't cheat and steal off the top of the total bill, you're just gonna be a retail object people pick up and pay 99 cents for. So you always have to get discounts when you can. So I go to like by the speaker and sit on the top of the speaker right next to the music. I pop my pill. After about 20 minutes, I was about to start getting skeptical and negative, but somehow something told me to look at the smoke, and the smoke started rising weirdly, like going like this and moving around. And then all of a sudden, boom, I felt the bass going into my fucking soul. And I'm like, wow, this thing's gonna really hit me. Like right there where that globe is, I saw this bombshell, this beautiful blonde. She was looking right at me. I felt like she was on the same high, and she was the most beautiful girl in the rave. Somehow, some way, from where she was to where I walked on water and I flew to go grab her, and she did the same, and we started grabbing each other's hands and kissing and this and that. Well, the cops broke it up real quick, and I had this friend named Raymond who was obnoxious. No one could ever trust him. On the way out, he was trying to pick up on her girlfriend, and then finally they left. And he's like, dude, you were with the fattest, ugliest chick in the whole club. I'm like, wait, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I was in love, man. That girl is bomb. And I totally believed it in my heart, and I didn't care what he said. Well, skip fast forward 3.5 weeks later, I see this girl at the club on a Friday night, and Ray's like, look, that's the girl, that's the girl. And I'm looking at her, I'm like looking, I can't believe like it's kind of her. I'm like in amazement. I don't know if I'm really looking at her or if he's joking around. I'm like, Ray, don't joke around with something like this. He's like, yeah, dude, that's the girl you thought was really, really cute. And I look at her and she was 375 pounds, man. I sat in a little corner. I was on another pill and I started crying, man. I cried for at least 3 weeks because I couldn't believe it was her. And I started being mean to her. She kept trying to say hi to me, and I was being mean to her because I didn't want to be with a girl that fat. I mean, but man, I mean, two birds with one stone. First, I'm in love with her. Second, she's the greatest model in the world. And then third, I don't want to talk to her just because she's overweight. See, that's the thing that we have to understand about ourselves is as good as you want to be as a human being and all the good things and thoughts and prayers and good friends that you have, you're just as greedy. And there's got to be a drawing board to where you can take that greed and understand that that's who you are as a person. You're ugly to have that kind of greed, and then fly it across that globe and take it all the way over there, wherever that may be, so you can meet the standard of what you should be. You know, and God sitting here. He's not gonna grab all that greed that he created and then shove it on the floor for someone to trip over. He's gonna leave it right there. It's our job to go through all the little pieces and obstacles and jump through all of this stuff and find out if that globe is worth this globe, or if God is worth that globe, or which one is, there's no such thing as what's more important. Because in order for that sun to shine through and come and take all those things off of that shelf and make you believe that that girl is 350 pounds, you got to walk through this part of the world and get up there to that ledge to where you could jump onto him and maybe you jump over him and land back down into the world and be the spinning of the world, and be the only person that spins that hemisphere, or whatever they say that spins, or the earth, the sun, or whatever the case is. But that's the way life is. We're as greedy as that Bank of America is right there. We're as giving as all those checks we have to write right here. So it's like the purpose is for you to understand that girl wasn't 350 pounds. She was your wife. She was your girlfriend. You let her go. And in order to understand the love and hate that goes into that, you have to figure out that, hey, you know what? That was who I was supposed to be. That was who I wanted. And if that guy didn't come and tell me she was 400 pounds, she could have been 900 pounds. She could have been worth 600 pounds. How are you going to get a 600-pound woman on an airplane? You got to get discounts. You got to get wheels that will suffocate the plane from not wanting to land, so she can travel around the universe. You get yourself on that plane. You make sure it lands. You make sure it takes off. You make sure you sit next to her so no one makes fun of her. And thank you very much. This is Reza Sammy.